Table to linear equations level 3. Find the equation of the linear function represented by the table below in slope-intercept form. Again, our goal is to go ahead, just like the prior day or prior lesson, is to do y equals mx plus b, where the letter m is our slope and our b is our y-intercept. So using red, it says use the slope formula to solve for the slope, which is m. So I'm just going to write out the formula. M is equal to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. My fraction, put my subtract signs in here, and I get to come over here and pick any two ordered pairs. I'm going to stick with the way I did it the other day. I'm going to use this as 0.1, and this will be 0.2. So my y sub 2, that's going to give me negative 4 over 2. So negative 4 over 2. And then I'll have positive 5 over negative 1. So there's positive 5. And then just be careful when you substitute this negative 1 in there, a negative 1 is going to change to a positive 1. So I just change it right there. So negative 4 minus 5 is negative 9. And then 2 plus 1 is 3. And then negative 9 over 3, that will reduce to negative 3. Simply negative 9 divided by 3 is negative 3, and 3 divided by 3 is 1. But remember, we don't need the number 1 underneath. So my m, I'm just going to highlight this. We found our m. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to check this off. I'm going to go over to green now, and we're going to solve for our b value by using slope-intercept form. I'm going to use this as my x and y, but again, you can choose any point you want. So I'm going to have 5 is equal to, my m in this case is negative 3. The x value that goes with that y value is negative 1 plus b. So this will simplify to 5 is equal to negative 3 times negative 1, which is a positive 3. And then we'll subtract 3 on each side. And we have positive 2 is equal to b. Now that I have my b value and I have my m value, we'll just go back to our final answer. Y equals mx plus b. So I have y is equal to, in goes negative 3. Again, you could put negative 3 over 1. But again, as I cautioned you in videos before, as you approach high school, or as you get to more complex math, you kind of just simplify it as best you can. So y equals negative 3x, and then our b value over here is positive 2. And we'll go ahead and plug that in. Before I move on though, I'm just going to box this. Box your final answer. Alright, so in goes 2 for b, and the m value is negative 3. Green check mark is good. Red X is an opportunity to learn and find out what the mistake is. Again, if I make a mistake, or you make a mistake, just stop and try and find out your error before you move on, or chances are you'll repeat those. Actually, before I do that, this has been bothering me. I don't know if I've checked this off. Got that, and then got that. And I'm not sure what that means when it does that. Let's see again. Not exactly sure why it paused there. Well, let's go on to another question. Let's see if we can find something a little bit more difficult. Kind of just randomly looking for some problems here. Sure, this one looks good. Same instructions, different table. So step 1, use the slope formula to find m. So yeah, m equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. I'm going to call this 0.1, and I'll call this 0.2. You can switch them around. Again, just remember, you only need 2 points. So I'm going to put negative 7 over 1, and then I'll put 9 over negative 3. And that negative 3 again switches to a positive, because a negative 3 will switch to a positive. Negative 7 minus 9, that's negative 16. And then 1 plus 3 is 4, and negative 16 divided by 4 is negative 4. So our m value is negative 4. Switching over to green, we're going to use slope-intercept form. We will substitute m, and we will pick one of these points. I actually think this point looks a little bit easier. So I'm going to use 1 comma negative 7. So negative 7 goes in for y. The m we found out was negative 4. And then my x value is positive 1. This will simplify on the left to just negative 7. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4 plus b. Then I'll add 4 on each side of the equation. And negative 7 plus 4 is negative 3 is equal to b. So my b value is negative 3. We'll now go ahead and substitute that in for our last step. Actually, let's cross this off. Found our m, found our b, and now we're going to do the last step. So I have y equals mx plus b, where m is our slope. So I'm going to put y is equal to, in goes negative 4. Again, it could be negative 4 over 1. I'm just going to put negative 4 though. So I've got y equals negative 4x minus 3. And I'm going to go ahead and box my final answer. And I'm going to plug that into Delta Math just to get some feedback. As I keep saying, green check mark is good. Negative, or the red X is not bad. It's just an opportunity for you to stop and learn and find your mistake. And we're good to go. Thanks for viewing.